I think the real telling of this whole process will obviously be the outcomes. And I know we're right at the beginning. We got a whole way to go with this one yet. If I had one doubt, I've got to say that it is a lot of people in this room that I see today. I've seen in plenty of regional meetings and branch meetings before. Are we tapping into the great unwashed, the 160,000 members or so that typically don't engage in branch meetings or whatever? I've got some doubts that we're actually doing that. So as a consequence, my fear is that we end up doing more of the same, whereas in fact we probably need to be changing a little bit more radically than things maybe will go.
One of the issues is that I'm aware that we are getting older, and we need to be thinking about how do we make sure that 180,000 members, more of them get involved, especially those that are going to replace me. I joined when I was in my early 20s. How do we make sure that the next lot of people, and I go to pubs and it's full of young people drinking beer and drinking real ale, so it's clearly they're interested. How do we convert them to activists? That's what I want us to do.
I think now the way forward for CAMRA is cider and perry, because we have no money lost when we don't sell boxes of cider. We can sell them on or move them on to the next, where we have barrels of beer being slushed away at beer festivals, which I don't agree with.
I thought it was a very interesting night, lots of very different viewpoints expressed, which is always a good thing. The only thing I would have changed was, rather than representing all beer styles, it would have been representing more beer styles, because then we get into the multi-conglomerates and such. And that I don't think needs any support, and CAMRA shouldn't be looking at doing that.
As regards the Revitalisation project, I think it's a good idea that CAMRA needs to look at itself after such a long period of 40 odd years, but I don't think we should lose the issue of being what we're all about, and that is real ale. With so many issues like craft beers threatening, and I'm still confused about what craft beers are about, I still think there's a need to be focusing on its fundamental core issue of being protecting the real ale and the real pubs.
I have some misgivings about the name Revitalisation. I understand why the name was chosen, because it harks back to CAMRA's origin, but to me that suggests perhaps trying to get more young people involved in the campaign, rather than re-examining the organisation's core values, which is obviously what we're about. So some misgivings there. I think that needs to be given some thought when we perhaps go out to the media and try and explain the outcome of the process.
Hi, really enjoyed this evening. Always a good opportunity to exchange views and talk, discuss with other people. Love some of the points that came out. Disagree with some, agree with some. That's what happens. The Revitalisation programme, great idea. Let's see where we are, where we need to go to, and how we can progress. It needs it. It needs to just keep refocusing to make sure that we keep relevant, not only to all of us who've been around for a while, but more importantly to those of us who are coming up.
My personal opinion is that we should be expanding what we're doing. I think one of the great things about the campaign for Real Ale is that we support all pub goers. We're trying to keep pubs open, so no matter what you drink. At the moment we currently promote Real Ale, Real Cider and Real Perry, and I think those things still need promoting. I need to reinforce that. But I also think now we should be promoting other good beer, including key keg beer, which sometimes is actually better than some poorly brewed real ale, and I think that's the direction we should be taking.